Hollow Knight has no other enemies quite like the Pale Lurker. She's really more like a mini-boss given her health and the fact that it scales with the Knight's nail like certain bosses. All she gives the Knight is an extra simple key, King's Idol, and Hunter's Journal entry. But who is the Pale Lurker really? And how did she become the way she is when encountered? According to her journal entry, Pale Lurker is a forgotten champion of the Colosseum. Although she is smaller than most other fools, she is very quick and crafty, so it's definitely not implausible that she could win over the other competitors. She was probably forgotten sometime after becoming champion because the fighters and spectators are always eager to see who comes to challenge the Colosseum next and don't give as much thought to past champions once they leave. Pale Lurker's journal entry also reveals that she was drawn away by strange obsessions and that she's not infected. The second point is further clarified by the fact that no orange infection particles come out of her when she's hit or killed, only white soul particles. So what is she so obsessed with? And what made her that way? Her fragmented dream nail dialogue and possession of a king's idol indicate that the object of her fixation is the Pale King. Perhaps being in Kingdom's Edge, the area where the worm cast off its shell to become the Pale King and create Hallownest, led her to such an obsession. The shape and color of her helmet further allude to the Pale King. Isolation and not knowing what to do with herself after becoming champion were also likely contributors to her condition. The arena where she is fought is shaped like an infinity symbol, likely representative of a never-ending cycle of insanity. To become champion, she likely had to be fighting constantly, and that aggressiveness seems to have never really left her. There's some irony in her being a former fighter in the Colosseum who was obsessed with the Pale King, since the king himself would likely not approve of the Colosseum's operation, whether or not its establishment predates his arrival in Hallownest. Oddly enough, the Pale Lurker is holding on to and protective of her simple key rather than her king's idol, which is stowed away in her lair. Whenever the knight is not near, she admires the key and is seemingly mesmerized by it. A simple key is not a unique item and doesn't have any obvious connection to the Pale King, so what makes her cling to it like she does? The wording of her dream nail dialogue may provide some clues. The line, "King, mine," may indicate that she believes the key to be a gift from the Pale King. Conversely, for me, for you, for King seems to suggest that she is keeping the key as an offering for the Pale King. Using words like mine and begone hints that for you does not refer to the knight, as she is unwilling to relinquish the key. Perhaps the you was actually indicative of the king. She definitely isn't aware that the knight is the Pale King's child, otherwise she probably wouldn't run away from or attack them and may even choose to surrender her key to them. Given the Pale Lurker's high health and her fighting style, she very well could have been an addition to Godhome alongside other mini-bosses like Soul Warrior, Brooding Malek, and Massive Moss Charger. As for what she'd be the god of, probably something like Obsession, because apparently the Collector isn't, and/or Treasure. This would have meant being implemented into Godhome in the same DLC that she was introduced in, however, which is a possible reason why Team Cherry didn't do so. Another is that her arena is very large and the developers didn't know how to translate it to a single screen, but I could easily see her in an arena where she jumps between the walls on the sides and sets up her spike traps as she goes, doing her flail attack if the knight gets close to her. I also wanted to take a look at the Pale Lurker's place in the larger narrative of the game. She was added into the game with the Godmaster DLC, which granted access to the entirely new area of Godhome. The knight can enter Godhome by using the Dream Nail on the Godseeker once her sarcophagus is unlocked, but this is only possible with a simple key, which the knight can gain from the Pale Lurker upon killing her. Any simple key in the game can go with any simple lock, but her key evens out the number of locks and keys. Obtaining her journal entry is also required for the Hunter's Mark. I just got to thinking how Team Cherry could have added a fourth simple key to the game in any number of ways and locations, yet they created a unique sub-area and enemy for it. Perhaps the Pale Lurker was an initially unused idea that they still wanted to put into the game somehow, and since Godhome is all about battles, it is fitting that the knight must undergo a battle in order to unlock it. Lore-wise, the Pale Lurker's insanity could be to demonstrate that bugs can lose their minds from things other than the infection. So what do you think? Do you agree with my speculations about the Pale Lurker, or have any of your own? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. I have many more about Hollow Knight and other media, so be sure to check those out and subscribe. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.